Hey y'all, welcome back to the Lit Lair. I'm going to be talking today, Happy New Year by the way, right? Happy 2023. I'm going to be doing one of my first videos for the year on just stuff I'm going to be reading this year. Let's dive in. Alright, so I'm going to start off with the books that I'm going to read that were given to me as a gift. The first one is Love in the Time of Serial Killers. So I was really intrigued by this book, and a friend from work actually got this for me, and I was pumped because I had seen it at the bookstore and thought the cover was amazing, and I just thought it looked really cute and quirky, and so I was really interested in it. I'm only about 20 pages in. I just recently started it. I'll let you guys know what I think about it, all right? So I'm just started it. Okay, I'm gonna be doing the, sorry, that was really loud. I'm just gonna like throw these when I'm done, okay? So the next one is It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. This was given to me as a gift, but I have listened to the audiobook of this book because it's amazing and everybody loves this book. I was really happy to get it in a physical copy though. I just really love the idea of having it on my bookshelf, and I want to reread it as well. So I'm pumped to have this, and I'll read it probably as part of my summer reads, kind of a beach read sort of thing. And she also has another book coming out. I think it's like in April or something like that. So I might read this along with her new book coming out. So a friend also loaned me The Paper Palace. This is outside of my niche genre here, a little outside of rom-com, but it sounds amazing. I don't know anything about this book other than it's Reese's Book Club, and my friend bought it at Target. So I'm guessing that it's a huge title in the market right now. I did read the back and read the book blurb. It sounds really good, like decades old, you know, saga and all this kind of stuff. So it sounds good. Again, I'll let you guys know what I think, but I'm excited to read this too. And she thought it would be something that I'd love, so I'm really excited. I love when people recommend titles to me like that. I also have some Marian Keyes books to read. So the first one is Sushi for Beginners. I kept seeing Marian Keyes quotes, like endorsement quotes, on books by Sophie Cousins and Vari McFarlane, who are two of my absolute favorites. And so I kind of thought, okay, I probably should read Marian Keyes because she's the one who's endorsing these authors that I love, so I'll likely love her too. I'm so glad that I found her stuff at a library book sale. This was like a quarter, and so I kind of racked up. I read one already, which was called The Brightest Star in the Sky. Oh, loved it. It was phenomenal. I like ignored my life for 3 days and read that book. It was so good. I absolutely loved it. So I think I will love all of her stuff, but I'm really excited to read this. So Sushi for Beginners. And I also have The Mystery of Mercy Close. I don't really know anything about this book. I just know it was Marian Keyes, and so I bought 3 of her books. Those were the only 3 that they had, but like I said, they were like a quarter. The last book that I have that's like a physical copy book that I'm going to read this year is Jennifer Weiner's The Summer Place. I know she is a huge name in like the chick lit genre, but I have not read any of her books. This was at the library sale as well, so I got this hardback book for $1. So I couldn't pass that up, and I thought I'll check it out, see what I think about her. If I like her stuff, you know, I'll read more, but I thought that was a good deal to kind of get into her books. So some other books on my TBR that I don't have physical copies of, but that I do plan to read this year. The first is The Rosie Project by Graham Simsian. I am listening to this book and I'm absolutely loving it. I can tell y'all I'm gonna do a video on it for sure. It is amazing. If you liked Eleanor Oliphant Is Completely Fine, then this is basically kind of almost like the male version of that book. It is so good and I'm loving it. So that'll be a video soon. The Rosie Project and Big Sexy Love by Kirsty Greenwood were 2 books that were recommended by Sophie Cousins. I was reading an interview with her. She was asked about like what books do you recommend or whatever, and she had this list, and I'd read all the books on the list except for those 2. The Rosie Project and Big Sexy Love by Kirsty Greenwood. And so I plan to read Big Sexy Love as well. I don't know anything about that book other than Sophie Cousins recommended it, which is good enough for me. Also cannot wait to read Penny Reed's new book, Drama King, which came out December 13th. I had some other stuff that I was reading in, you know, Christmas and everything like that, so I didn't have a chance to read it yet, but I read Homecoming King, which was the first book of that series, and it was amazing. Really love Penny Reed, and I think I'll enjoy Drama King. I'll probably do a video maybe after the series is finished, because this is only the second book, so I might wait for all 3 and then do a video about the whole thing. I want also to read The Key to My Heart by Leah Lewis. I adored her novel 8 Perfect Hours. It's my top 5. I've read it probably 3 times already. So I'm excited to read The Key to My Heart. I hope that it's as good as 8 Perfect Hours. My sister recommended the All Souls Trilogies by Deborah Harkness. That is definitely outside of my niche genre, but it sounds really good. Like I said before, I love it when people like recommend things to me. I'm more likely to read it if somebody says, hey, I think you will like this. The comparisons to Outlander and also the research heavy nature of that trilogy makes me think I'm gonna love it. So she kind of like binge watched the series. I think it was like an AMC series, and Matthew Good plays the main character, and I adore him. So I probably will want to read it, if not for any other reason than to kind of go into the series. I'm gonna do this like series soon, series to keep you warm this winter. I'm pumped. It's gonna be epic. I like the All Souls trilogy. I might include that. Of course, this is like bestseller stuff, so you know, you guys are probably like, oh yeah, we already read that. But anyway, it is a bit outside of my genre, so I haven't read it yet. Okay, and then there are some new releases coming out this year that I'm really pumped about, that I'm definitely going to be reading. So I've got some notes here to kind of help me out with this because there's a lot of dates. In January there is Georgie All Along by Kate Claiborne. Definitely going to be checking that one out. In February there's Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey, who also wrote It Happened One Summer, so her stuff's always good. That comes out February 7th. And then there's also End of Story by Kylie Scott, which comes out February 14th, right? Valentine's Day release. Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score comes out February 21st. I have not read, this was like this TikTok sensation. I haven't read the first book yet, which was Things We Never Got Over. I'm going to read that one first and then read Things We Hide from the Light if I like the first book, which it sounds like I will based on all the reviews. In March, one of my favorite authors, I'm excited about her release, Jenny Colgan. She's, you know, been around for a long time. I love her stuff. And Lessons at the School by the Sea comes out March 7th. So I'm really enjoying that series, and I don't know if it'll continue. Some of her books go on for multiple books, or this could be the last one. I don't know. This will be the 3rd book in that series. In April, Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez comes out, and that's April 11th. I like her stuff. She was the author of The Friend Zone and Happy Ever After Playlist and a bunch of other stuff. And then Happy Place by Emily Henry comes out on April 25th, and I mentioned that in my previous video. In May, Christina Lauren, who's also a huge name in the genre, they have a new book coming out, The True Love Experiment, and that's May 16th. And then in August, Between Us by Vori McFarlane. Of course, she's my all-time favorite author, like I mentioned in the other video. And this is just a sampling. I'm sure there'll be many more, but these are the books that I'm probably like most looking forward to, and then I know for sure I'm going to be reading. And I have some good like video ideas too, but you guys leave me some comments. Let me know what you want to hear about. Maybe there's some certain tropes that you want to have like a ranking of best whatever, you know. Maybe there's some titles that are coming out that weren't included on my list that you want to let me know about. Definitely looking forward to hearing y'all's feedback as well. So leave me a comment, let me know what you think. So thanks you guys for watching the Lit Lair, and we'll see you next time.